The department has remained constant with its vision to help and empower the farmers, fisherfolk, and the private sector to produce enough, accessible, and affordable food for every Filipino. The department has now 8 bureaus, 8 attached agencies, and 8 attached corporations. Today, under the leadership of Dr. William Doliente Dar, the new thinking for agriculture was introduced. This was anchored on the department's vision. The new thinking, made up of 8 paradigms, has overarching goals towards a food-secure and resilient Philippines with empowered and prosperous farmers and fisherfolk. The Kadiwa ni Ani at Kita. Kadiwa is a market system which sells major agricultural goods at reasonably low prices to help poor Filipino households and establish a direct link between the farmers, fisherfolk, and the consuming public. The Rice Farmers Financial Assistance Program, or the RFFAP. RFFAP forms part of the immediate intervention set up to cushion rice farmers during the transition phase of the RTL or RA 11203 implementation. The Youth Agri-Entrepreneurship Program. To encourage the young Filipinos to go into the business of agriculture, DA has rolled out financial assistance initiatives that will provide capital for the new generation of agri-entrepreneurs. Through the Capital Access for Young Agripreneurs or KAYA and the Agrinegosyo Loan Program, new bloods who wish to venture into agri-fishery projects may avail of financial assistance. Daahon lahat, pagkain sapat kontra sa COVID-19 o alpas COVID-19. This rolled out immediate interventions for food production and availability, food accessibility and affordability, and food price stabilization in this time of pandemic. Otherwise known as the Plan program, the initiative aims to massively promote urban and community agriculture as one of its interventions to help ensure availability of and access to food nationwide amid the global fight against COVID-19. The Farm and Fisheries Clustering and Consolidation, or F2C2 program. This aims to attain economies of scale and enable more farmers, fishers, and agripreneurs to produce and earn more from their toil. Projects under this program are the Rice Resiliency Project, the Integrated Livestock and Corn Resiliency Project, the Expanded Small Ruminants and Poultry Project, the Corn for Food Project, and the Coconut-Based Diversification Project. The Crops Diversification Program. This intends to provide productivity enhancement for rice farmers seeking to diversify production towards other crops. This is the Department of Agriculture, where we help our farmers and fisherfolk achieve masaganang ani at mataas na kita.
Over 7,641 islands, the Philippines is rich in crops, livestock, poultry, and fishery. Through innovations and processing, we can produce globally competitive quality products. As agriculture flourishes domestically and abroad, each region contributes to its continuous growth. The following are the top investment commodities of every region. Known as the gem in the north, Region 1's main crop is rice, which is being cultivated in their lands 2 to 3 times a year, followed by corn and mango. Its champion commodities also include tobacco, fruits, livestock, and other different crops such as garlic, eggplant, mung bean, peanut, and fisheries. Dubbed as the peanut and mango capital of the country, Region 2 is also the top producer of corn, rice, livestock, poultry, and fisheries. The region also have a huge production of legumes and root crops. Also known as the rice granary of the Philippines, Region 3, on the other hand, is also the top producer of onion, sweet potato, and mung bean. Meanwhile, the Southern Tagalog or Calabarzon's poultry, livestock, coconut, coffee, and hog production contribute a large percentage to the region's economic growth. They are also considered as the industrial house of the country. The Mimaropa, where the bounty of harvest meets the goodness of nature, is known as the home of Calamansi King in Oriental Mindoro. Alongside this top commodity, rice, vegetable, poultry, fishery, cashew, corn production also contribute to their economic growth. Pili, pineapple, and gabi are the top growing commodities in Region 5. Bicol region's agricultural production continue to rise internationally with the prevalence of good export activities. Region 6, on the other hand, has coined Mananam as one of its priority investment opportunities. Mananam is an acronym for agricultural commodities such as mango, aquaculture, native chicken, natural fiber, abaca and piña, and muscovado sugar. For aquaculture, the emerging commodities are live grouper, milkfish, oysters, and seaweeds. Meanwhile, Guimaras is a world-renowned producer of sweet mangoes. As we speak of mangoes, Region 7 is also at the top of being the country's dried mango capital. Moreover, their agricultural production is also competitive because of processed seaweeds, coffee and cacao, and native chicken. The Philippines is also the largest exporter of banana in Asia and second largest exporter worldwide. One significant contributor is the Eastern Visayas or Region 8. The region is also frontliner in terms of cacao and jackfruit. Zamboanga Peninsula or Region 9 is known as the rubber capital of the Philippines. Coconut, processed fish, seaweeds, livestock, mango, cacao, and other high-value crops are also among the top investment commodities of the region. Region 10 is a proud banana, coffee, and cacao producer. The region is also blessed with vast aquatic resources. The region, together with all other regions in Mindanao, is considered as food baskets in the country. Number 1 in banana, cacao, and coffee is Region 11. The region is tagged as the banana and durian capital of the Philippines. Aside from these, the region also produces fermented beans, corn, rice, abaca, black pepper, coconut, oil palm, hot chili, cassava, rubber, the third largest producer of mango and leading exporter of durian and pomelo, the king of fruits. Socsargen or Region 12 is the pioneer in organic rice export program in the country. They are also known as a major producer of high-value crops like coffee and rubber. The region also relies on poultry, fisheries, livestock, and is a leader in palay and corn production. Meanwhile, the region's top export commodities are asparagus, pineapple, tuna, papaya, and abaca. Region 13, on the other hand, caters a huge percentage in cultivating cacao, coffee, rubber. Moreover, its regional coasts provide various fishery and other aquatic resources. Cordillera Administrative Region is called the vegetable production capital in northern Luzon. Top on their commodities list are coffee, vegetable, and rice. Different varieties of vegetables like potatoes, carrots, cabbages, Chinese cabbage, radish, sayote, sweet peas, and green onions are cultivated in the region. CAR's favorable environmental condition favors the growing of these commodities. Last but not the least, the home of oil palm that contributes 11% production share in the country, the autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao. Rubber and coffee are also two of their top investment commodities. The region is the fourth largest contributor of corn in the country. It is also a rich source of tropical fruits like durian, mangosteen, and lanzones. With its immense area, aquatic resources and fisheries thrive in this land. Curatcha, lobsters, sleeper crabs, and other crustaceans can only be found in its deep blue seas. Abundant in resources, bountiful in production, and rich in hard-working people. This is the agribusiness in the Philippines, the land of endless harvests and investments. Invest in agriculture.
Hi, good morning to our fellow agribiz watchers. My name is John Christopher Buena. I was a former OFW in Singapore for the past 10 years, but now I'm managing my farm here in Nasugbu, Batangas. Our primary products are actually the high-value crops like the Japanese muskmelon, Japanese cucumber, as well as Japanese okra, or you call it the ladyfinger in Japan. We also have lowland crops like the bitter gourd or the ampalaya, eggplant, tomatoes, the string beans, as well as other lowland crops that grow here on our farm. So welcome to Farmer One Ranch, Batangas. For those of us who are watching, who are quite interested to have your own farm, I would encourage you to continue your dreams because there's really a big potential in agriculture. As others say, there's really money in agriculture.
Ito ng bagong pananaw sa produksyon, malakas ang kooperasyon. Katuwang ng mga magsasaka, pamahalaan at pribadong sektor. Dadagdagan ang kaalaman sa kabuhayan. Sa negosyo, pahuhusayin ang kakayahan. Angkop at bagong teknolohiya, subsidio, patubig at infrastruktura. Siguradong pagkain sa buong bansa. Masaganang ani, mataas na kita, maunlad na buhay ng mga magsasaka at mga mangingisda. Siguradong pagkain sa buong bansa. Masaganang ani, mataas na kita, maunlad na buhay ng mga magsasaka at mga mangingisda. Siguradong pagkain sa buong bansa. Masaganang ani, mataas na kita, maunlad na buhay ng mga magsasaka at mga mangingisda. Siguradong pagkain sa buong bansa. 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 Ito ng bagong pananaw sa produksyon, malakas ang kooperasyon. Katuwang ng mga magsasaka, pamahalaan at pribadong sektor. Dadagdagan ang kaalaman sa kabuhayan. Sa negosyo, pahusayin ang kakayahan. Angkop at bagong teknolohiya, subsidyo, patubig at infrastruktura. Siguradong pagkain sa buong bansa. Masaganang ani, mataas na kita, maunlad na buhay ng mga magsasaka at mga mangingisda. Siguradong pagkain sa buong bansa. Masaganang ani, mataas na kita, maunlad na buhay ng mga magsasaka at mga mangingisda. Siguradong pagkain sa buong bansa. Masaganang ani, mataas na kita, maunlad na buhay ng mga magsasaka at mga mangingisda. Siguradong pagkain sa buong bansa. Siguradong pagkain sa buong bansa. Siguradong pagkain sa buong bansa. Siguradong pagkain sa buong bansa.
Europa. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes?
Opo.
Great. Magandang hapon naman po sa mga ating kasama sa Pilipinas. It's a Sunday,
Recording in
November
progress.
21, 2021. And we are now live on Facebook at Polar Rome's Facebook page and DA-AMAS Facebook page. Nandito po tayo ngayon sa official launch ng Micro Agrikabuhayan program para sa ating mga kababayan sa Europa na interesadong magnegosyo sa larangan ng agrikultura sa Pilipinas. Ito po ay handog sa inyo ng Department of Agriculture at Department of Labor and Employment ng Pilipinas sa pamamagitan ng kanilang mga overseas posts na nakastasyon sa ilang mga embahada at konsulado dito sa Europa. Ako po si Joy Havelosa, ang bagong Agriculture Attaché dito sa Embahada ng Pilipinas sa Roma na magiging MC nyo sa programang ito. Ang ating Zoom host naman ay ang opisina ng ating Labor Attaché na si Attorney Hani Siklot dito din sa Embahada ng Pilipinas sa Roma. Sana'y nagustuhan nyo yung mga introductory videos na pinakita natin courtesy of the Department of Agriculture. At marami pa tayong malalaman sa ating programa ngayon. Bago po tayo magpatuloy sa programa, heto po ang ating mga house rules. Salamat po sa inyong kooperasyon at sa pag-mute ng inyong mga microphones pansamantala. Dalawang bahagi po ang ating programa ngayon. Una ay ang ating official launch ng Agrikabuhayan para sa Balikbayan program sa Europa. At ang pangalawa ay ang webinar proper kung saan malalaman natin ang mga detalye ng mga inisyatibo ng ilang mga ahensya ng gobyerno sa programang ito tulad ng OWA, National Reintegration Center for Overseas Filipinos, ng Landbank of the Philippines, at 3 opisina ng Department of Agriculture. Ang tawag ko sa kanila AAA, Agribusiness and Marketing Assistance Service, Agricultural Training Institute, at Agricultural Credit Policy Council. Bago po natin simulan ang official launch ng ating Agrikabuhayan program para sa Balikbayan sa Europa, on behalf of the Department of Agriculture sa Pilipinas at ang aming agriculture offices dito sa Roma, Geneva at Brussels, gusto po naming pasalamatan at batiin ang lahat ng mga tumulong sa pag-imbita sa inyo sa webinar na ito, ang mga polo at OWA sa Milan, Geneva, Berlin, Madrid, Athens, Prague, and London, mga kasama sa Department of Foreign Affairs at Department of Trade and Industry sa mga embahada at konsulado sa Europa, at syempre ang ating host, Polo and OWA, dito sa Roma. Maikwento ko lang po, 2 weeks ago, the Philippine Embassy in Rome, sa pamumuno po ni Ambassador Ding Nolasco. Ambassador, I think I see you. Thank you so much for being here with us. Nagkaroon po ng webinar ang Embassy in collaboration with the Commission on Filipinos Overseas on Financial Literacy to Overseas Filipinos in Italy. The resource person shared ways on how kababayans can effectively budget and save to improve their financial condition and adequately prepare for retirement. Our kababayans were also encouraged to invest in businesses in the Philippines, including agribusiness. Sa webinar ngayong araw, malalaman natin ang mga programa ng gobyerno na pwedeng tumulong sa inyo o ang inyong mga pamilya sa Pilipinas upang makapagnegosyo sa larangan ng agrikultura. Nitong panahon ng COVID-19 pandemic mula Marso 2020 hanggang June 2021, mga 695,000 na overseas Filipino workers ang bumalik sa Pilipinas. Ang karamihan ay dahil sa nawalan ng trabaho abroad. Upang matugunan ang pangangailangan nila at dahil na rin sa lockdown na kung saan nakita natin ang pangangailangan sa pagkain, nakita natin na dapat malakas ang sektor ng agrikultura sa bansa. Mahalagang naging inisyatibo nito ng dalawang departments, ng Department of Agriculture at Department of Labor Employment, na i-formalize ang ugnayan noong January of 2021 para mabigyan ng mga OFWs ng karagdagang impormasyon sa pagnenegosyo sa agrikultura tungo sa pag-unlad ng ating bansa. Ngayong araw ay ang official launch ng Micro Agrikabuhayan para sa Balikbayan program ng DA at DOLE, kasama ng Overseas Workers Welfare Administration o OWA dito sa Europa. Kung may sapat na preparasyon, kaalaman, kapital, interes, sipag at tiyaga, mga katangian na nasa karamihan ng ating mga overseas Filipino workers, magkakaroon tayo ng maraming pagkakataon na magtagumpay din sa pagnenegosyo sa agrikultura. Best wishes sa ating lahat as we all work together in contributing to the country's vision of having a food-secure Philippines with prosperous farmers and fishers. And now, without further ado, let's begin our program launch. Handa na ho ba kayo? Pwede ho bang humingi ng thumbs up dun sa reactions? Tingnan ko lang ho kung kayo'y gising na. Oh, sige po, pwede ho. Yan, pwedeng kung naka-video kayo, thumbs up. Or, sa reaction. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Oy, ready na tayong lahat. Okay, gising na ang ating mga webinar participants. For our first speaker, let's hear from no less than our tireless servant leader at the Philippine Department of Agriculture, Secretary and Dr. William Dolentedar.
Due to the pandemic, most of our overseas Filipino workers were repatriated, causing them to lose their source of income and affecting their respective families. Based on this initial finding, the Micro Agrikabuhayan para sa Balikbayan program was created in partnership with the Department of Labor and Employment to support these distressed migrant workers. Hindi natin pwedeng pabayaan ang kapakanan ng mga kababayan natin na tinaguriang mga bagong bayani ng bayan. Through the Micro Agrikabuhayan para sa Balikbayan program, the objective of providing an alternative source of livelihood to our repatriated OFWs while promoting agriculture and agribusiness at the same time will be achieved. Maraming salamat po at God bless us all.
Thank you so much for that message from Secretary William Dolentedar. Hindi ho siya makasama live ngayon, but he sent that a recorded message for all of us, para sa ating mga bagong bayani. Of course, as tulad ho ng sabi ni Secretary, hindi natin pwedeng pabayaan ang ating overseas Filipino workers, most especially. Ngayon po, gusto ko pong i-request naman ang aking butihing kabalin, ang ating welfare officer sa embahada dito sa Roma, si Ms. Nor Lugtu, to introduce our next speaker. Well of Nor, are you here now? Well off. Okay, baka na-log out si well off. So, I am going to proceed to introduce to you the administrator of OWA. Ang administrator po ng OWA o Overseas Workers Welfare Administration ay si Mr. Hans Kakdak, and he also prepared a message for all of us.
Magandang araw po sa lahat ng ating mga mahal na OFW saan mang panig ng mundo. Ang Overseas Workers Welfare Administration po ay hinihikayat ang bawat pamilyang OFW na tangkilikin ang Agrikabuhayan para sa Balikbayan program ng ating Department of Agriculture at syempre ng OWA. Ang programa pong ito ay nagbubukas ng pagkakataon para sa mga mahal nating OFWs at kanilang mga pamilya na subukan ang pagninegosyo sa sektor ng agrikultura. Ang ating Department of Agriculture sa pangunguna ng napakasipag at mahal po nating kalihim na si William D. Dar ay handang umalalay sa inyo upang matiyak ang inyong tagumpay sa Agrikabuhayan. At syempre sa OWA naman po, sa pangunguna ng ating mahal na kuya ng OFWs, si Dole Secretary Silvestre H. Bello III, na siya ring Chairman of the Board of Trustees ng OWA, ay may mga programang maaring pagkunan ng panimula o pandagdag na kapital sa negosyo. Meron po tayong programang pautang na Enterprise Development and Loan Program or EDLP in partnership with Landbank, kung saan maaring makahiram ang isang kwalipikadong OFW ng hanggang 2 milyong piso upang ipangpuhunan sa negosyo. Mahigit 10 taon na po ang programang ito at marami-rami na rin ang mga nakinabang. Katuwang po natin dito ang Landbank of the Philippines na nagsusulong rin ng agribusiness. At marami na sa ating mga mahal na OFWs ang nakapagtayo ng kanilang sariling Agrikabuhayan dahil sa EDLP. Meron din pong financial grant ang OWA sa mga grupo ng mga OFWs na nais pumasok sa pagninegosyo. At ito ang Tulong Pangkabuhayan sa Pagunlad ng Samahang OFWs o ang Tulong Puso Program. Sa programang Tulong Puso, ang isang grupo ng mga OFWs ay maaaring makatanggap ng financial grant mula 50,000 piso hanggang 1 milyong piso, depende sa bilang ng mga miyembro at sa laki ng negosyo. Sa ngayon po, mahigit 100 na sa lahat ng bahagi ng Pilipinas ang mga grupong OFWs na nakinabang sa Tulong Puso Program. Meron din po tayong 20,000 pesos livelihood grant para sa mga returning distressed OFWs na isa pong micro-level livelihood grant para makapagtayo ng maliit na negosyo, lalo na sa agricultural sector, ang ating mahal na returning distressed OFWs. Sa dami ng oportunidad sa sektor ng agrikultura dito sa ating bansa at sa paggabay ng Department of Agriculture at sa tulong ng ating mga kawani ng OWA, mas madali na para sa mga mahal nating OFWs ang sumubok sa Agrikabuhayan. Kaya naman muli kong hinihikayat ang lahat ng bawat pamilyang OFWs na tangkilikin ang Agrikabuhayan sa Balikbayan program ng DA at ng OWA. Ang programa pong ito ay ginawa para sa inyo dahil hangad po namin ang tagumpay ng bawat pamilyang OFWs. Muli, maraming salamat po. God bless at ingat po lagi.
Yan po ang ating kuya ng mga OFWs, si Attorney Hans Kaktak kasama ni Secretary Bello, ang pinakakuya under the Department of Labor and Employment. Hangad natin ang tagumpay ng mga OFWs. At ang panghuling speaker sa programa, sa unang bahagi ng programa, yung ating program launch, we have a special message from our Undersecretary for Consumer Affairs at the Department of Agriculture, Ms. Christine Evangelista, followed by an audiovisual presentation of our micro Agrikabuhayan para sa Balikbayan program. Enjoy this video.
Sa atin po mga mahal na OFWs, ang ating mga bagong bayani, isang mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat. Malugod po namin na inihahandog ang programang Micro Agrikabuhayan para sa Balikbayan na naglalayong matulungan ang ating mga OFWs at kanilang pamilya na makapagsimula ng kanilang micro agribusiness. Gusto po namin na ipaalam na kahit nasa Pilipinas ka, ay maaari kang kumita sa pamamagitan ng pagsimula ng agrinegosyo. Naisakatuparan po ang programang ito mula sa tulong ng ating partner, ang Department of Labor and Employment, sa pangunguna po ni Secretary Silvestro Bello at Admin Hans Kakdak. Kasama po sila upang maisakatuparan ang ating layunin na matulungan ang ating mga overseas Filipino workers. Ako po ay lubos na humahanga sa inyong tapang at dedikasyon. Hindi po biro ang mawalay sa inyong mga pamilya, pero kinakaya niyo po para maibigay ang kanilang pangangailangan. Mithiin po namin na sa pamamagitan ng programang ito ay maingganyo po kayo at inyong mga pamilya dito sa Pilipinas na magsimula ng micro agrinegosyo. Maraming salamat po.
Ikaw ba ay isang overseas Filipino? Interesado sa mga serbisyong hatid ng pamahalaan? Narito na ang Micro Agrikabuhayan para sa Balikbayan program. Ano ba ang Micro Agrikabuhayan para sa Balikbayan program? Noong January 29, 2021, nagkaroon ng lagdaan ng Memorandum of Agreement sa pagitan ng Department of Agriculture at Department of Labor and Employment upang mas mapaigting ang pagpapatupad ng mga programa, proyekto at serbisyo para sa mga overseas Filipinos at kanilang pamilya. Layunin ng programang ito na mabigyan ng kakayanan ng ating mga overseas Filipinos na mag-umpisa ng kanilang negosyo o micro agribusiness.
Sa ilalim ng Micro Agrikabuhayan para sa Balikbayan program, bibigyang tulong ang mga overseas Filipinos na may interes sa agriculture o agribusiness. Ito ay sa pamamagitan ng pinadaling access sa mga serbisyo ng mga sangay ng DA at DOLE. Ano-anong mga serbisyo ang kalakip ng programa? Una, tulong impormasyon sa pagsisimula ng agribusiness o agrinegosyo. Pangalawa, pamamahagi ng mga learning kits at IEC materials. Pangatlo, pagpapadali ng pag-access sa pautang, teknolohiya, pagsasanay, insurance at iba pa. At panghuli, ang pagbubuo ng mga networks at market linkages. Upang higit na maunawaan ng programa, sumali sa ating official Facebook close group ng Kaayo Help Desk Officers. Ang Kaayo Help Desk is isang one-stop information help desk para sa ating mga kabataan at overseas Filipinos na interesadong pasukin ang pagsasaka o magsimula ng negosyo sa agrikultura. Nagsisilbi itong source ng mga makabagong impormasyon patungkol sa micro agribusiness opportunities, available trainings, loan programs at iba pang agribusiness development services mula sa DA at iba pang partner agencies.
Upang mas maayos ang profiling at tracking ng mga katanungan ng overseas Filipinos, mangyari lamang na mag-fill up ng Kaayo OFW Client Inquiry Form o direktang makipag-ugnayan sa ating mga regional focals na kaagapay sa programang ito. Para sa karagdagang impormasyon, mangyari lamang na makipag-ugnayan sa Department of Agriculture, Agribusiness and Marketing Assistance Service.
Hayan, ito na, nakasama na tayong lahat sa launch ng Micro Agrikabuhayan sa Europa. Can we please give the launch a round of applause? Ayan. So sana ho, maybe in 2 years from now, makarinig tayo ng mga storya na dahil napanood nyo itong program launch na to, ay nainganyo kayong mag-agribusiness sa Pilipinas at lumago ang inyong negosyo o ang pamilya nyo sa Philippines, lumago ang negosyo sa agrikultura. So let's mark that date. We started November 21, 2021. Let's monitor that in the next years if there will be some progress in this program. Ayan. So, ready na ho ba kayo makinig sa mga detalye and to know more? Magsisimula na ho tayo sa second part of our program. But as you will see in the chat, meron na hong nag-chat dito from DA Junesa Vedana to everyone. Merong Kaayo help desk tulad ho ng nakita natin sa video na pwedeng tumulong sa inyo. Kadiwa Agribiz Assistance for the Youth and OFWs. It's a closed group, so pwede ho kayong pumunta dyan para humingi ng more information at maita-tie up din nila kayo sa mga pwedeng tumulong sa inyo. At meron din ho kaming client satisfaction feedback form. I think may mga questions din ho dyan kung ano pa ang inyong mga interest, specific interest for to guide us in our future webinars. Siyempre gusto ho natin may interest yung mga nakikinig sa atin sa mga pa-webinar natin. So that's your chance to input. Ano bang gusto nyo malaman? At pakikinggan po namin kayo. Alright. So now, for the second part of our program where we will hear the details of the programs under the Micro Agrikabuhayan program para sa Balikbayan. Our first presentation is an audiovisual presentation by Mr. Dennis Cabato of the OWA National Reintegration Center for Overseas Filipinos. It is about the OWA Reintegration Program for Overseas Filipinos. Meron na ho bang nagbabalak sa inyo na umuwi sa Pilipinas this year or next year? Meron na ho ba? Taas kamay?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Ay, ayun ho. Ayun po, pakinggan nating mabuti. Baka may mapulot ho tayo pag uwi nyo. Alright, so let's play the video presentation on the OWA Reintegration Program for Overseas Filipinos.
Ang National Reintegration Center for OFWs o NRCO ay isang opisina sa ilalim ng pangangasiwa ng Overseas Workers Welfare Administration. Hangarin ng NRCO na mabigyan ng pamamaraan ang ating mga kababayan na matamasa ang pinaghirapan sa ibang bansa at mapagpatuloy ang pagtupad ng kanilang mga pangarap sa atin. Parte ng misyon ng NRCO na ang mga kababayan nating OFWs ay mabigyan ng kaukulang impormasyon at kakayahan kasabay ng pagtuturo ng tamang kaalaman at kaisipan sa pagninegosyo at pag-iinvest. Ang NRCO ay patuloy na nagbabalangkas ng mga programa na naangkop sa kasalukuyang panahon upang malinang ang kakayahan ng mga OFWs at kanilang pamilya. Ilan na nga rito ang mga online-based enterprise training program na naglalayong magbigay kaalaman tungkol sa paghahanda sa ating mga OFWs sa kanilang pag-uwi sa larangan ng pagtatayo ng isang negosyo. Narito ang Enterprise Development Training or Financial Awareness Seminar, Small Business Management Training. Sunod, OFW Reintegration Through Skills and Entrepreneurship Program or OFW RISE. Number 3, the Swissing Startup Store Solution or KS5. Question: ano ang Entrepreneurial Development Training or Financial Awareness Seminar, Small Business Management Training? Ang EDT and past SBMT are training programs being offered by regional welfare offices as a prerequisite for the availment of livelihood or loan programs of OWA and RCO. Next question. Ano naman ang OFW Reintegration Through Skills and Entrepreneurship Program or OFW RISE? It is a partnership program with Coca-Cola Far East Limited Philippines, Technical Education and Skills and Development Authority or TESDA, and Philippine Trade Training Center or PTTC. It offers a 4-hour online course with an edutainment format that can be accessed by OFWs through their smartphones, tablets, computer, and other gadgets. Interested applicants may register through this link, or they may also visit the official page at facebook.com/OFWRISE. Lastly, ano naman ang Kasuising Startup Store Solutions or KS5? Ang Kasuising Startup Store Solution in partnership with Swissing Commercial Corporation is a free entrepreneurship training for grocery, business, sari-sari, retail business startups which covers business direction, people management, store operations, and financial education. To know more about the program, interested applicants may visit and send a direct message to the program's official FB page, facebook.com/OWA-Swissing2021. Bukod sa mga nabanggit na programa, ang OWA and RCO ay meron ring livelihood grant programs na maaaring i-avail ng mga kwalipikadong OFWs. Ito ay ang Balik Pinay, Balik Hanap Buhay Program at Livelihood Development Assistance Program. Ano ang Balik Pinay, Balik Hanap Buhay Program? Ang Balik Pinay, Balik Hanap Buhay Program is a livelihood grant intervention worth 10,000 pesos which consists of skills trainings and provision of cash assistance based on the business proposal of distressed women returning OFWs, while the Livelihood Development Assistance Program is a livelihood grant intervention worth 10,000 pesos which consists of financial literacy training intended to bring about improved socio-economic well-being of returning and undocumented OFWs. Paano naman mag-apply sa mga nabanggit na livelihood programs for OFW reintegration? First, you must fill out OFW profile sheet via online at onla.owa.gov.ph or visit the OWA Regional Welfare Office, WRO, which has jurisdiction over the applicant's home residence. After the evaluation of the application, the OFW will be scheduled to attend the Financial Awareness Seminar and Small Business Management Training or PAS SBMT. The cash assistance will be granted upon the completion of all requirements. Ang OWA and RCO ay patuloy ding nakikipag-ugnayan sa iba't ibang sangay ng gobyerno, kagaya ng Department of Agriculture and Department of Trade and Industry. In partnership with Department of Agriculture, Agricultural Credit Policy Council or ACPC, the NRCO implements the agrinegosyo or annual loan programs for OFWs affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. It aims to finance the working capital, the requirements for agri-fishery-based micro and small enterprises through a loanable amount of 300,000 pesos with zero interest. You may visit the acpcaccess.ph to a detailed information on an annual loan program. Helping the economy recover through OFW enterprises startups or HEROES, is program implemented in cooperation with the Department of Trade and Industry, Small Business Corporation or DTI SB Corp, that provides an opportunity for displaced, repatriated, or returning OFWs by helping them establish their startup business. The loanable amount from this program ranges from 30,000 up to 100,000 pesos. Interested applicants may apply through this link. Aside from the Partnership for Business Loan Programs, the OWA has its own loan facility dubbed as Enterprise Development and Loan Program or EDLP. It is an enterprise development intervention and loan facility of OWA in partnership with Landbank of the Philippines, intended to support enterprise development among OFWs and their families with an interest rate of 7.5% per annum for the entire duration of the loan. For the individual loan borrowers with a minimum of 100,000 pesos and maximum of 2 million pesos can be sourced, and for a qualified group, they can borrow a minimum of 100,000 pesos and a maximum of 5 million pesos for the business they intend to venture on. To know more about our programs, you may contact us through the following details. Maraming salamat po.
Ayan. Thank you, OWA, for that presentation. Hindi natin makakasama mamaya sa open forum si Mr. Dennis Cabato, but Ms. Freya Palad will be here later to answer your questions, if any. But you can start putting your questions on the chat. And at this point, I also want to acknowledge all the welfare officers in Europe. Nandiyan na po ba si welfare officer? Kung po pwede ko yung kumaway, mga welfare officers po sa Europe. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagtulong sa paglaganap sa ating mga kababayan ng webinar na ito. So, si OWA Norlub 2, nandiyan na po ba kayo? I think she's there. Hindi lang ho siya nag-unmute kanina to introduce OWA Administrator Kakdak. But yeah, she's there, and I think with all the other welfare officers. Now, again, may I remind you, if you have questions on that presentation, you may start putting them on the chat box and we will respond. Our resource persons will respond to this later on at the open forum. Ngayon na po mga kasama sa Agribusiness and Marketing Assistance Service or AMAS ng Department of Agriculture na pinamumunuan ni Director Ramon Yedra. Director Mon, kaway naman po dyan. I can see you. And maybe, yeah, just say good morning. Kita ho ba kayo? Yeah. Or good afternoon.
Morning. Morning sa lahat.
Ayan, si Director Yedra ay may inihandang presentation din po on agribusiness opportunities in the Philippines, pati na rin ang iba't ibang mga serbisyo ng AMAS. So, panoorin po natin ang presentation na ito ng DA-AMAS.
Yes. Ang Department of Agriculture sa pamamagitan ng Agribusiness and Marketing Assistance Service at ang Department of Labor and Employment ay nagkaroon ng isang Memorandum of Agreement or MOA. Ito ay naglalayon upang ang AMAS ay makapag-facilitate or makapagbigay assistance para sa pagbuo at pag-distribute ng information on different agribusiness opportunities at maipromote ang mga ito. Narito ang ilan sa mga agribusiness opportunities kung saan pwede kayong mag-venture. Una, ang agricultural production. Pangalawa, ang value adding or processing. At ang ikatlo, ang trade and marketing. Ang Department of Agriculture sa pangunguna ng Bureau of Plant Industry, isa sa mga ahensya under ng DA, ay ipinupromote ang mushroom production. Maliban sa maliit na puhunan nito, ay pwede kayong mag-start. At potential din po ito ngayon sa ating local market. Marami po tayong local buyers. Sa loob ng isang araw, you can earn around 1,680 pesos at sa loob naman po ng isang buwan, pwede kayong kumita net income ng 14,400. Out of 36,000 as starting capital, you can buy 1,200 fruiting bag para po makapagsagawa kayo ng negosyong ito. Other income potential from mushroom production ay ang selling ng fruiting bag, production ng fresh mushroom, at processed mushroom, kung saan mas tataas ang inyong kita. For livestock, you can venture into organic free-range chicken, yun pong for meat type. After 45 days, your 600 heads of live boy chicken is estimated to have an average weight of 810 kilograms, multiplied by current market price of 180 per kilo. Your potential income is expected to be 145,800 pesos, while your potential net income is around 37,800. Other potential income opportunities for chicken is selling live chicken and production of egg. If you are interested for agri-food processing, you can venture also into vegetable and fruit pickling and fermenting. Ang example po nito ay ang pickled okra, pickled mango, and pickled papaya. So yun po mga na-present na agribusiness opportunities. May mga ready technologies na po tayo dyan, and we can link you doon po sa ating mga existing entrepreneurs kung gusto talaga po ninyong matuto ukol dito. At para sa karagdagan pong ideas on agribusiness or agri-commodities, you may visit or you may check our FB page and YouTube channel. And you can also be a member of Kadiwa Agribiz webinar. Please also watch these episodes twice a month, as well as yung ating pong Biyaheng Agribiz na twice a month din. Ito po ay para mabigyan po kayo ng inspiration para doon sa mga successful entrepreneurs po natin nationwide. So once you are done with your research and decided na magnegosyo, ang AMAS naman po ay willing para tulungan po kayo na ma-market ang ating pong mga agribusiness ventures na gustong gawin. Here is Ms. Joyce Bengo, the Division Chief of the DA-AMAS Market Development Division. Ms. Joyce?
Magandang araw. Sa ating pong pagpapatuloy, katulad po ng nabanggit ni Ms. Mimi, ang DA-AMAS po, Market Development Division, ay nakahanda namang tumulong sa marketing side ng inyong agribusiness. Ako nga po pala si Joyce Bengo, ang hepe po ng Market Development Division o MDD. So kapag meron na po kayong napili na agribusiness venture, ay tutulungan po kayo ng DA-AMAS sa inyong promotion and marketing ng mga produkto po ninyo. Marami pong mga nakalinyang programa ang DA-AMAS pagdating po sa market linkage. Una ay ang one-stop agribusiness centers sa DA Regional Field Offices at dito din po sa DA Central Office. Ito po ay showroom na kung saan maaari pong ang inyong mga produkto ay mai-display at mai-showcase po natin para po sa mga local at international markets. Ang DA-AMAS din po ay tumutulong na makakilala po kayo ng mga buyers sa pamamagitan po ng business-to-business meetings na amin pong ino-organize. Gayon din po ang participation sa trade fairs and exhibits. At sa current normal po nating sitwasyon ngayon, patuloy po ang DA-AMAS na nagko-conduct ng mga virtual B2B and online trade fairs katulad po na nakikita nyo sa inyong screen. Ang mga ganito pong activities o B2B ay ginagawa po namin sa tulong po ng ating agri-attaches and commercial attaches na nasa iba't ibang mga bansa. Isa po sa mga pinakilalang programa ng DA ay ang Enhanced Kadiwa ni Ani at Kita Program. Ito po ay market facilitation na kung saan tinutulungan po natin na direkta na makapag-atinda at makakilala po ng mga mamimili ang atin pong mga magsasaka at nangingisda. So sa tulong po nito, nais din po namin kayo ay mailink sa mga buyers katulad po nitong Kadiwa Online. Kapag may ready na po kayong mga produkto, maaari po kayong makipag-ugnayan sa aming opisina upang matulungan namin kayo sa pre-ordering ng inyong mga produkto sa pamamagitan po ng Kadiwa Online modality. Maaari din kayong matulungan sa pag-retail selling ng inyong mga produkto sa pamamagitan po ng Kadiwa Retail Selling sa mga opisina ng DA or sa mga kapartner po nating mga private institutions or commercial malls. Ilan lamang po yan sa mga programa ng DA-AMAS. Kung meron pa po kayong karagdagang katanungan, maaari po kayo makipag-ugnayan sa DA-AMAS Help Desk. Ang kanila pong contact details ay makikita nyo sa inyong mga screens. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Kaayo. Ayan, thank you, Joyce, Bengo, and Mimi Tolentino. At mamaya, ang happy nila, si Director Yedra ay makakatulong sa pagsagot sa inyong mga katanungan. Pero exciting ho, ano, from production hanggang marketing, may mag-handhold ho sa inyo. So ito ho yung Kaayo Help Desk. So exciting po ito. At merong aantabay sa ating mga overseas Filipinos na interesadong mag-agrikultura. Up next is our program presentation on capacity building and training programs for overseas Filipinos for agribusiness ventures on agriculture and fisheries. Director Rosana Mula will be delivering this audiovisual presentation. Importante ho ito, syempre bago kayong magnegosyo sa agrikultura, dapat meron kayong kaalaman na teknikal para mapalago ang inyong negosyo. Panoorin po natin itong presentation ng Agricultural Training Institute ng Department of Agriculture.
Magandang araw ho sa ating lahat. Once again, ako po si Rosana Mula, ang OIC Director po ng Agricultural Training Institute under the Department of Agriculture.
Hi.
Ang ipepresent ko po sa inyo ngayon, especially to our overseas Filipinos, ay mga education and training opportunities that you can embark on as you journey towards your agripreneurship or agri-entrepreneurs activities. And all of these education and training opportunities ay inline po sa strategies ng Department of Agriculture na known as 1DA Reform Agenda. I'd like to introduce what ATI is. Ang ATI po ang siyang apex or lead agency that provides extension support system like training and advisory services. Meron po kaming 16 networks. We call it regional centers all over the Philippines that provide this training and advisory services. Ang isa po dito ay ang International Center for Pig Husbandry. So, nakikita niyo po dyan kung asan po yung mga lokasyon ng aming ATI regional centers. ATI's responsibility can be summarized by the word leads, where you learn, you exhibit, we provide advice, we also disseminate, and we provide support. We provide training. So ito po yung mga training programs namin. Not only on production technologies, but now we also, kaakibat po nito ay ang production and at the same time, the value chain approach. Hence, we don't only focus on production, but also other aspect of the value chain gaya po ng processing, marketing, among others, which you can glean on your screen. So here are the different production and technologies as well as the value chain approach. Hindi ko na po iisa-isahin to ha. What is important is you are able to see here, we provide diversified farming system. We also have organic agriculture. We also have livestock production, especially for small livestock, gaya po ng mga ruminants and poultry and pig, and of course, food processing. Likewise, we also conduct hands-on training programs through the Farmers Field School and the Farmer Livestock School. We'll get to understand this better as we proceed with the presentation. Meron din po kaming mga training programs particularly geared on entrepreneurship training. Meron din po kaming Farm Business School, Climate Smart Farm School, and Project Proposal Development. Very important po ang project proposal development because should you wish to embark on small entrepreneurship or any entrepreneurship activity for that matter, kailangan nyo po ng proposal. And for you to be able to develop a good proposal, you need a lot of information about the business, including the production aspect. Pwede namin kayong tulungan sa bagay na ito. We partner with CAMP, ito po yung Kapatid Agri-Mentor, Me program with gobyerno kasi sila po yung kaakibat namin na tumutulong when it comes to the beginnings or how to start a business. So we have already produced graduates from CAMP, which we virtually conducted last year because of the pandemic. So bukod po doon, we also conduct digital literacy training. Alam niyo po na ang kalakalan ngayon sa business ay we go through online. The digital literacy training program is our attempt to provide assistance to farmers and clients. This is a good learning experience for our farmers and agripreneurs towards learning digital agriculture. Kung kayo man ay medyo may mga edad na ang ating mga anak, pwede po silang to undergo this training so that they can assist you in making your business more engaging in different platforms like social media. Isa po sa banner program ng Department of Agriculture is the provision of training for the youth. Nakikita po namin, lalong-lalo na po ang support ni Secretary sa mga kabataan dahil sila po yung mga may big opportunity po sa kalakalan ng agripreneurship. That's why we conduct agripreneurship training programs and scholarships for the youth. So meron kami yung programa na tinatawag Mentoring and Attracting Youth in Agribusiness or in short, MAYA program. This is an internship program in the Department of Agriculture, as mentioned kanina, to encourage the youth to venture into agricultural profession or agribusinesses. We also have internship program in Taiwan and Japan where out-of-school youth will be sent to developed countries like Japan and Taiwan to learn cultural as well as agricultural practices. And then when they come back to replicate these learnings here in the country. ATI sends able and willing youth to agricultural education through the Easy Agri program. These students will be scholars of ATI and in the span of their agricultural education in state universities and colleges, SUCs nationwide. So may internship, meron din pong degree program. Meron pa po kaming isang opportunity which is the development of the communities through the youth sectors through our 4-H club development, where we capacitate 4-H club members to be agripreneurs and young community leaders. Bukod po doon, meron din po kaming para sa mga very, very young age group. Ito po yung tinatawag na Agri-Kids. The Agri-Kids program is intended primarily for school children up to 4 to 12 years old or from preschool to elementary for them to have a better understanding and appreciation of agriculture. At a very young age, we hope to inculcate sa mga minds sa mga batang ito the importance of food and agriculture in their daily lives. If you have been listening closely to me in my earlier presentation, at ATI, we also established learning sites for agriculture. So this is another program that you can avail of at ATI, and we provide assistance and grants in the development of farms by certifying the farm owners as model sites in the communities. As model sites, meron po kayong role dyan. They should be able to demonstrate agricultural technologies as well as other technologies along the value chain. So, mga farm school owners or yung mga learning sites for agriculture, I have to say, should make their farms open to the public, to visitors, as well as share their best practices and serve as training facility in the communities. Alam niyo po, ang ATI, we cannot go to everyone. That's precisely we ask farm owners na pwedeng multiplier effect or our partners or kaakibat namin sa pagpapalaganap ng mga teknolohiya as well as learnings. So on your screen is one of our model family farms in Region 3. So the owner of this farm is walang iba kundi si Mr. Ernesto Perlas, is a former OFW, kagaya niyo po, who ventured into agribusiness. We hope to encourage more youth to become certified learning sites, cooperators, to also inspire others. Ngayong pandemic, napakalaki ang problema ng face-to-face. Kung kaya sa Agricultural Training Institute, since we have very limited time to attend to face-to-face trainings, you can also access our e-learning courses through the e-learning platform. So we are offering 70 online courses on various topics, all related to agriculture and social technologies. Meron na kaming around 23 of these courses are related to urban agriculture and urban and peri-urban agriculture. And yes, because of the pandemic, our number one course with most enrollees and graduates is on our urban and peri-urban agriculture. We have the YouTube channel where we upload our digital resources. All the agri-talk that we conducted last year are now available in YouTube channel. Likewise, for the webinars of past episodes, our ATI success stories, yung mga videos po namin of our farmers as well as our Gusto Ko Organico series are available online. And part of making agriculture information more accessible, we, through our network of training centers, yung nakita nyo po kanina na 16, and through our Facebook page, we conduct webinars on various topics like urban and peri-urban farming, container gardening, hydroponics, mushroom production, among others. And of course, we do provide announcement on these trainings regularly in our FB page. Likewise, meron po kaming Farmers Contact Center, FCC, where we answer queries related to agriculture and fisheries, as well as we also broadcast techno tips and agri-related messages. Alam ko po na hindi lahat tayo, lalo na sa mga nasa hinter areas ng Pilipinas, wala pa pong connectivity. Kaya kung wala po kayong internet connection na napakahirap po kahit dito sa syudad minsan, then we still embark on traditional but very efficient and effective means. Ito po yung radio programs of which ATI is strongly supporting. Together with DA, we provide information on agri-related technologies and stories of our farmers through the DZAS radio program. Recently, we launched the Agri-Ascenso program of ATI at DZRH, as well as through its various cable TV channels and social media pages. Agri-Ascenso also provides information on various agri-related technologies, stories of our successful farmers, learning site cooperators, and programs of the Department of Agriculture, especially along training and advisory services. Yung pong network of training centers which I mentioned, 16 po sila, also conduct school on the air programs on various commodities, one of which is the School on the Air on Smart Rice Technologies. Meron din po kaming programa on Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund, or in short, RCEP. Okay? You can access this through our RCEP program under the extension services ng buong RCEP program na sinasabi ko kanina. Especially if you are into rice production, applicants may become rice specialists, trainers, or seed growers. You can participate through our various training programs if applicants are already certified learning sites for agriculture. They can be accredited by TESDA to become farm schools in your respective locations or areas and may conduct training of farmers for a fee. Sabihin ko na lang po kasi kung na-register po kayo ng TESDA, you can conduct training and TESDA will be paying you and be giving scholarship sa mga farmer attendees. Those who are settled in urban and peri-urban areas, we also have a program by the term itself, Urban and Peri-Urban Agriculture Program. Matagal na pong programa din po ito ng Department of Agriculture. However, there was more support and emphasis on this program with the situation during the COVID-19 pandemic. So in this program, we provide starter kits and access to various information materials, or you can also attend our urban and peri-urban agri-related trainings. We provide planting materials. Inside your kit, you can have planting materials. You can also have garden soil. You can also have vermicast, because for those who are staying in areas that do not have sufficient space, you can do container gardening. That's why we're providing this. So urban and peri-urban areas have a role to play to make food more accessible, not only in their own homes, but also in their communities. That's precisely, we have individual gardens through your container gardening. We also have school gardens, and we also have community gardens. Because all of which, ito ay pwedeng makatulong to make food accessible, especially clean food, to households and communities. Indeed, with this presentation, there are several opportunities or avenues for you to avail of if you want to go into agriculture and become agri-entrepreneurs. The Department of Agriculture is always here to support your endeavors. For your learning opportunities, kami po sa ATI, sa Agricultural Training Institute, is here to capacitate you, to give you those training that you require. And as our secretary emphasized, we want these programs properly in place so that we can entice you, our OF returnees, to invest in the country and contribute to the growth of the sector. Kayo pong mga OFW, your passion and energy is very crucial or has a crucial contribution to the sector, especially now that the majority of our Filipino farmers are already aging. Indeed, we need you. Ito po yung pwede nyong i-google kung kayo po ay may internet capacity. So you can follow our official lines and online platforms and for you to access us, or you can even email us. So once again, marami pong salamat and thank you for inviting me and of course the DA-ATI. Muli, masaganang umaga po sa inyong lahat.
Ayan, masaganang umaga sa ating lahat. Yung e-extension, maganda kong resource yun. Pwedeng pakilagay sa chat box natin. habang nandito pa ako kayo dito sa Europa, pwede na kayong mag-aral at your own pace through that e-extension website. Maraming information na nandoon. And I don't know if the radio programs can also be captured with the internet. So maganda rin yun. Kung may mga katanungan kayo, sasagutin yan. Subukang sagutin yan sa Q&A portion mamaya. But meantime, paalala lang ho, yung survey form. Kung i-fill out nyo po, malaking tulong ho na yan sa ating mga future na programa. Now, meron tayong dalawang presentation pa na napakahalaga to support agribusiness ventures. Ito ay ang mga financing programs for overseas Filipinos. The first presentation is by Ms. Jocelyn Alma Badiola and Executive Director of the Agricultural Credit Policy Council or ACPC. Nandiyan na ba si Director Badiola just to say hello?
Yeah. Hello, good morning to all. Hi,
Hello.
Joy.
Hi to kayo, Jocelyn.
Yes.
Nice to see you. And we have an audiovisual presentation to be delivered for us and recorded by Director Badiola. Please take it away.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Unang-una, gusto ko pong magpasalamat sa Department of Agriculture at sa Overseas Workers Welfare Administration o OWA sa pagkakataong ibinigay sa akin na maipaliwanag sa webinar na ito ang programa ng Agricultural Credit Policy Council o ACPC para sa mga minamahal nating overseas foreign workers o OFWs. Dahil sa maiksi lamang po ang oras na inilaan sa aking presentation, didiretso na po ako sa aming programa. Next slide please. Kung kayo po ay naapektuhan ng pandemya at kinakailangan nyo ng umuwi dito sa Pilipinas dahil nawalan kayo ng trabaho at nangangailangan kayo ng puhunan o dagdag na puhunan dahil nais nyong makapagsimula o di kaya magpalago ng negosyo na related po sa agriculture or fisheries, pwede namin kayong tulungan sa pamamagitan ng agrinegosyo for overseas Filipino workers o ANYO for OFWs. Ito ay isang special credit facility na nasa ilalim ng programa ng ECPC na ang pangalan ay Agrinegosyo o ANYO Loan Program. Ito po ay ipinapatupad ng ECPC sa tulong ng aming partner lending conduits tulad ng rural banks, cooperative banks at mga kooperatiba. Ano naman ang mga katangian ng programang ito? Unang-una, maaari po kayong makahiram ng hanggang 300,000 pesos o mas maliit, depende po sa kailangang kapital. Wala itong interest at minimal lang ang one-time service fee na hanggang 3.5%. Wala din itong collateral at maaaring bayaran hanggang 5 taon o depende sa cash flow ng proyekto. Next slide please. Sino naman ang pwedeng umutang? Unang-una, dapat po ay repatriated or unable to return to their country of employment due to COVID-19. Dahil po sila talaga ang priority ng programa. Hindi naman po kasi lahat ng OFWs ay nawalan ng trabaho kaya talagang targeted po ang programas para sa mga lubhang naapektuhan. Pangalawa, dapat po ay engaged or willing to undertake agri-fishery related activity. Tandaan po na ang working capital ay para sa agri-fishery business lamang. Kaya naman meron kaming series of workshops para tulungan kayong gumawa ng business plan at makatulong upang kumita ang inyong negosyo. Pangatlo, dapat po ay registered or enrolled under the registry system for basic sectors in agriculture o ang RSBSA. Ito po ay opisyal na talaan ng pamahalaan upang mabigyan ng pagkakakilanlan ang mga tunay na magsasaka at mangingisdang Pilipino. Kung hindi pa kayo nakalista sa RSBSA, tutulungan namin kayong magrehistro. Pang-apat, kailangan po ay nasa Pilipinas po kayo at the time of loan application. Kagaya ng aking nasabi or nasabi sa mga past webinars, ang priority ng programa ay yun pong mga repatriated at yung mga hindi makabalik sa bansang pinagtatrabahuhan. Next slide please. Ano po ang mga requirements? Ito po ang mga basic documentary requirements ng programa. Kinakailangan po ng passport o kahit anong government-issued ID. Kinakailangan po ng proof of RSBSA registration. At pangatlo, OWA certification. Kailangan po kasing i-certify ng OWA na talagang apektado ang aplikante ng pandemya. Priority po ang mga nawala ng trabaho. Pang-apat, simple business plan at letter of intent. Meron po kaming templates o yung pong pinagagayahan para dito at meron ding workshops and orientations upang mas mapaganda pa ang inyong business plans. Next slide please. Maliban po sa pautang, ang programang ito ay may kalakip na capacity building support, lalong-lalo na po para sa mga startup projects. Ang lahat ng loan applicants ng anyo for OFWs ay dadaan sa program briefing, business model canvas workshop, business plan preparation workshop, at iba pang training na makakatulong sa ating mga OFWs na kumita ang kanilang negosyo. Next slide please. Paano mag-apply? Ito po. Sa mga gustong mag-apply, pumunta lamang po kayo sa acpcaccess.ph. Ang ACPC Access ay isang website kung saan ang mga loan applicants ay maaaring makapag-sign up at mamili ng schedule para sa program briefing, mag-download ng simple business plan template, magpasa ng mga documentary requirements, at mamili ng schedule para sa business planning workshop. Ngayon, bago po ako magpaalam, gusto ko lang po ipakilala ang dalawang OFWs na nakapag-utang sa programang ito para naman po ma-inspire kayo. Ito po si Ricardo Gasgonia na taga Binalonan, Pangasinan. 15 taon na po siyang mechanical engineer sa UAE or United Arab of Emirates. Kaya lang po na layoff siya sa trabaho at nahirapang humanap ng bagong oportunidad sa Dubai, kaya umuwi na po siya sa bansa last year, 2020, kasama ang kanyang asawa at 3 anak. Nakita niya po ang potensyal ng agrikultura sa kanilang probinsya, kaya sinubok niyang mag-agrinegosyo sa tulong ng ACPC. Sa ngayon, unti-unting gumaganda ang kita ng kanyang rice mill at agri-supply business. Kaya naman wala na po siyang balak na magtrabaho muli sa ibang bansa upang makapag-focus sa kanyang agribusiness. Next slide please. Ang susunod po ay si Ray Aquino. 17 years na po siyang OFW. Ang huli niyang trabaho ay sa Iraq bilang heavy equipment operator. Ngunit dahil sa pandemya, wala siyang magawa kundi umuwi ng bansa. Pinasok niya ang integrated farming gamit ang kapital mula sa anyo for OFWs ng ACPC nung siya ay umuwi sa kanilang probinsya sa Isabela. Masaya si Ray dahil kinakaya na niyang mag-provide para sa pamilya nang hindi na kailangang lisanin pa ang Pilipinas. Okay, next slide please. Ito po ang aming contact information kung nais nyo pong makipag-ugnayan sa amin. Mas mabuti po siguro picturean nyo po itong slide na ito. Finally, maraming salamat po sa inyong pakikinig at mabuhay ang lahat ng ating mga OFWs.
Mabuhay ang ating mga OFWs. At napaka-inspiring po na may mga examples kayo na ibigay, Director Badjola, na nagtagumpay sa larangan ng agrinegosyo nung sila'y umuwi sa Pilipinas. That's very inspiring, exciting, encouraging. And now, last but not the least presentation before the open forum is about the financing programs of the Landbank of the Philippines. We are happy to have with us Mr. Lover Loyola. Nandito na po ba kayo? Mr. Lover, say hello.
Hello po.
Hi. So, Mr. Lover prepared a presentation for us. He's the Overseas Filipino Banks and the Landbank's Overseas Representative Officer for Europe. Okay, so let's get ready for this final presentation before the Q&A kung saan gusto namin kayo makilahok, magtanong, etc. Okay. No sound. Ayan, ayusin ho muna. Bakit kaya walang sound yun?
Atin din pong Here are Landbank's agricultural and rural credit programs na ginawa para sa ating mga kababayang overseas Filipino workers. Ang Landbank po ay tumutulong sa ating mga OFWs to meet their financial needs in agribusiness, be it for their additional capital, production increase, or operational expansion. Atin din pong hinihikayat ang ating mga kababayan to engage in agriculture and agribusiness investment as alternative to overseas employment. It also aims to contribute with the overall efforts of the government in generating employment and pursuing the attainment of inclusive growth in the countryside by optimizing the business opportunities in agriculture and agri-related industries. Narito po ang ilan sa mga programang ginawa para sa ating mga kababayang OFWs. Atin po silang isa-isahin. Nandyan po ang ASEF o Agricultural Competitiveness Enhancement Fund Lending Program. Ito po ay isang credit window which aims to help increase the productivity of farmers and fisherfolk and their cooperatives and associations and micro and small enterprises. Nariyan din po ang ISDA o ang Integrated Support for the Development of Aquaculture. Ito naman po ay isang financing program for fisheries anchored on growership, arrangement among institutional buyer or processing canning company linked with small fisherfolk and SMEs as growers or suppliers. Meron din po tayong tinatawag na Seaweeds Financing Program. Ano po ba yung mga eligible projects dito? Nandyan po ang seaweed farming production, seaweed trading, seaweed processing, and post-harvest facilities. Meron din po tayong milk program o ang masustansyang inumin sa likas na kalusugan program. Ito naman po ay isang joint program ng Landbank at ng National Dairy Authority na may layuning makapag-provide ng financial and technical support to those engaged in dairy production, processing, marketing, and other dairy-based economic activities. Yung ating LBP Poultry Lending Program. Ano po ba yung mga eligible projects dito? Kasama po dito ang production of broilers, layers, breeders, ducks, quails, ostrich, turkey, and other poultry animals, including backyard raisers, production of free-range chicken, and other allied businesses tulad ng feed mill, dressing plant, hatchery, at iba pa. Meron din po tayong Enhanced Sugarcane Financing Program. Ito naman po ang mga eligible projects na pwede po dito ay sugarcane production, either individual or through collective farming, fixed assets acquisition, milling or manufacturing, and trading. Farm Tourism Financing Program. Ito naman po ay tugon sa mandato para sa ating mga GFIs and GOCCs base sa Farm Tourism Development Act na makapag-provide ng financing programs to create lending windows to cater to the development of farm tourism, particularly to put up the needed facilities and amenities. Agri-mechanization Financing Program. Ang ilan sa mga objective po kung bakit nagawa ang programang ito ay para makapag-provide ng credit assistance din po to promote mechanization of production of processes from planting, harvesting, processing to increase efficiency, reduce post-harvest losses, and lower cost of production. At para din po maging ma-modernize natin ang agriculture sector in order to prepare for the challenges brought about by globalization and ASEAN integration. At syempre, to enhance farm productivity and efficiency in order to achieve food security and safety and increase farmers' income. Meron din po tayong tinatawag nating Banana Financing Program. Dito naman po, ang programa po na ito ay sumusuporta through financing the industry's thrust of making the Philippines as a leading banana exporter, contributing towards food security and improvement of the socio-economic status of all the stakeholders. Cacao 100 program naman po o ang credit assistance for cacao agribusiness entities and other organizations 100 ay para sa mga proyekto na may kinalaman sa nursery or wood garden, new plantation, rejuvenation or rehabilitation of old cacao trees, post-harvest facility, processing or manufacturing, at para sa working capital. Samantalang meron din po tayong Coconut Production and Processing Financing Program. Ito naman po ay programa na naglalayong makapag-provide din po ng credit assistance to coconut industry stakeholders engaged in production and processing of coconut. Coffee 100 Financing Program. Ito naman po ay naglalayon din po na makapag-provide o makapagbigay ng pautang to the coffee industry stakeholders to help fill the gap of the local demand of 100,000 metric tons. Nariyan din po ang Kawayan Program o Kalikasang Kabuhayan para sa wastong pamayanan. Ito naman po ay nagbibigay ng credit assistance to various players tulad ng small farmers, SMEs, large agribusiness enterprises, and LGUs in the bamboo production and bamboo-based economic activities. Mga potential markets po natin ng Kawayan Program ay yung construction industry, furniture industry, handicraft industry, and others. Meron din po tayong oil palm financing program. Naman po ay may layuning makapag-contribute din po with the overall efforts of the government in generating employment and pursuing the attainment of inclusive growth in the countryside by optimizing the business opportunities in oil palm. Meron din po tayong tinatawag na Onion Financing Program. Ito naman po, suporta para sa ating onion industry stakeholders, particularly engaging in plant or production and marketing. Meron din po tayong tinatawag na Rubber Financing Program. Programa naman po ito aims to enhance credit support for the development and promotion of the rubber industry by providing the appropriate financing requirements of direct borrowers and lending conduits. So ilan lang po yan sa mga programa na ibibigay natin o sadyang ginawa para sa ating mga kababayang overseas Filipino workers. Para sa ibang mga impormasyon at detalye, maaari nyo po kaming i-like and follow ang ating mga social media accounts sa Facebook at sa Twitter. So nice to meet you po mga OF-bayani dahil dumating po kayo ng ating Micro Agrikabuhayan para sa Balikbayan, para sa mga kababayan natin na nasa Europe, ay bilang pasasalamat po sa pagsama at pagkipagkita sa amin. Webinar na ito ay bibigyan namin kayo ng pampaswerteng 100 pesos kapag nakapag-open po kayo ng inyong Overseas Filipino Bank account. Mula ngayon, 24 hours hanggang bukas. So, ako po si Liover A. Loyola, ang inyong Overseas Representative Officer for Europe and Latin America. At pwede nyo po akong makontak sa aking mga numero ng Viber at WhatsApp 63956770843 para sa inyong mga katanungan at mga concern tungkol sa ating mga diniscuss at sa mga produkto ng Overseas Filipino Bank at ng Landbank of the Philippines. Muli po, maraming salamat at magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Ayan, thank you so much, Mr. Liover. Mag-open na tayo ng Overseas Filipino Bank account. May 100 peso pabuya. Okay, and I think you've got the details of Mr. Liover. And before now we proceed to the Q&A, I would like to kindly call on our labor attaché based in Rome, Attorney Hani Siclot. to also acknowledge the other labor attaches in Europe who made this event possible today. Attorney Hani, happy birthday, by the way.
Hello, good morning to everyone, and good morning to all of the participants. Yes, I will just be here to acknowledge my colleagues here in Europe, especially those who have especially the labor attaches who have also shared our program. And I can see that we are a lot currently. We are 111 right now. And we have had more than 200 registrations all over Europe, though, from Rome locally up until Russia. So thank you very much. So for this, I have to thank first my team. I have Welfare Officer Norlita Lugto and Assistant Labor Attaché Rosemary Luntao with me here. And of course, my counterparts in Milan, I have Labor Attaché Corina Bunyag and Well of Pet. And representing Polo Greece, we have ESG Madio representing Labat Cynthia Cruz, and AS Wang of Polo London representing Labat Amy Reyes. And of course, with us here, we have Labor Attaché Delmer Cruz of Polo Berlin and Welfare Officer Sylvia. And we also have Labor Attaché Cheryl Daitek of Polo Geneva and what you call this, Labor Attaché Bing or Lourdes Lavilla of Madrid. So thank you so much. Sino pa ba ang hindi ko nasabi? I think most of it, I guess, are here. Of course, all of the other attaches of Milan, London, Madrid, Berlin, Geneva, and Greece, and of course the Philippine embassies and the consulates, the representatives who are here right now. Thank you very much for sharing and reaching out to all our kababayans all over Europe to share this wonderful opportunity. So with that, I will open the open forum, and I'll give the floor back to you, Dr. Joy.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Labat. And please hang on. You'll be giving the closing remarks. I also want to acknowledge we have 3 agriculture offices in Europe. So one is in Rome, one is in Geneva, and Brussels. Wala pong tao ngayon sa Brussels, so ako munang nag-cover from Rome. But my colleague from Geneva, Mr. Giorgio Lazaro, who used to be in Rome before, has another engagement, but he's represented by his assistant, Mr. Tandy. And of course, our very efficient Zoom operators from the Agri office, Ms. Jackie Nicolas, also, please give a wave there. And special mention to PTIC London. I see that they're also here, apart from our, and well, maybe there are also other DTI representatives, but I just don't see them. And of course, our foreign affairs representatives in Europe. So now, so that's ano po, yan po ang ating sinasabing one country team approach na nagtutulungan po ang gobyerno para mapaglingkuran ho namin kayong mas mabuti ang ating mga OF Bayani. So now, without further ado, I would like to pass on the floor to our moderator for the Q&A session, ang ating butihing kaibigan, Deputy Director of DA-AMAS, Ms. Weng Henete. Ms. Weng.
Morning. Morning. Morning sa inyo. Good evening sa atin. Nakapunta sa atin.
araw po sa lahat.
Yes, good morning po sa lahat.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat.
Magandang araw po sa lahat. Regarding po dun sa question ni Sir, marami po kami mga entrepreneurial development trainings po na ginaganap online. You can follow our Facebook page po, National Reintegration Center for OFWs, for the schedules of the entrepreneurship seminars and financial literacy trainings. Yung mga, nagkaroon kasi ng memorandum issued by the administrator, Hans Leo Kakdak, na yung mga trainings online na inyong ina-attendan po ay po pwede po ninyong gamitin kasi mag-i-issue kami ng mga certificates. Pwede po ninyong gamitin in applying for livelihood assistance, yung mga loans natin, pwede pong gamitin yung mga certificates na makukuha po ninyo from the trainings na conducted by OWA and NRCO. At tapos may mga requirements din kasi, yung mga requirements naman in the application po ay dito naman na po manggagaling sa Pilipinas. Yun po.
Yes, for ATI, of course, our training. Yes po, Ma'am Weng. Our trainings at ATI, you can avail of our e-learning courses. No, this is always available 24/7. So the link is already posted in our chat box. No, so eextension.gov.ph. You just need to register, and then you can already enroll in our e-learning courses. For our webinars, you can take a look at it in our YouTube channel. Just search for the Agricultural Training Institute.
Yes po. OF Bank account po siya, Overseas Filipino Bank. Bago ko po sabihin yung procedure kung paano mag-open, introduce ko lang po doon sa mga hindi pa familiar sa Overseas Filipino Bank. Ito po yung digital bank ng Landbank of the Philippines. Ito po yung ginawang bangko para sa mga overseas Filipinos at overseas Filipino workers and their families or beneficiaries. So dito po, tayo po ang kauna-unahang nabigyan ng digital license ng ating Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas to operate as digital-only bank sa Pilipinas. So sa pag-open po natin, dahil po sa programang ito, magkakaroon po ng pagkakataon ng ating mga kababayan sa ibang bansa na nasa ibang bansa na makapag-open ng kanilang savings account gamit lang ang kanilang cellphone, mobile phones nila, mag-online lang po sila. So ang gagawin lang po nila, ihanda po muna yung inyong active email address, active mobile number, at ang inyong valid ID. Kung nasa ibang bansa po kayo, mas acceptable po sa atin ang inyong passport, UMID, or PRC ID. Ang gagawin lang po natin, i-download lang po natin ang ating Overseas Filipino Bank mobile banking app sa Google Play Store or sa Apple App Store. Sundin lang po yung mga hinihingi, yung mga procedure na dapat natin gawin, nandun naman po yung instruction. At kung makakapag-open po kayo, kasi nabasa ko na po sa ibang questions dyan, paano daw makukuha yung 100, so duksungan ko na po. Makukuha nyo po yan, i-confirm nyo lang po sa akin. May mga nagme-message na po sa akin ngayon actually na kung paano mag-open. So sasagutin ko din po later yung mga nag-message sa akin kung paano mag-open ng account. I-guide ko po kayo. At pag na-confirm na po natin, i-credit po yan sa inyong in-open na OF Bank account. So within this week po yan, after po ng ating programa ngayong araw na to. Thank you po.
Nakamute po kayo, ma'am.
Sorry, nagkaroon ng technical problem. Ano po? So, meron pa po tayong isang katanungan. It can be answered by Landbank and ACPC. Hello po, is there any financial assistance for OFWs na uuwi na in the near future who are interested to do agribusiness? As discussed kasi by Department of Agriculture, need kasi na nasa Pinas yung OFW to avail of the 300K loan. So sino po unang gustong sumagot? Director Badjola?
Kailangan po talaga kasi nandito po sa Pinas pag-apply po ng loan. Yan po yung requirement namin. Hindi ko lang po alam sa Landbank kung meron po silang programa na pwede na pong mag-apply ngayon kahit sa future pa po. Kasi kailangan po kasing i-assess ng aming conduits. So paano po gagawin yun kung wala po sila dito physically? So siguro, ang maipapayo ko po, pwede po siguro sa paggawa ng business plan, pwedeng naandun pa rin sila sa abroad para at least pagbalik nila dito, maayos na po yung business plan. At madali na lang naman po yun pag maganda na yung business plan, pag nag-apply po sila ng loan, masu-shorten na po yung proseso.
Okay, thank you, Director Badjola. Kayo po, Sir Loyola, ano po yung masasabi niyo?
Hello, ma'am.
Ay, may question, may dagdag po yata siya.
Ay, sorry ma'am, this is Yvonne po of Landbank.
Ay, dito pala si Miss Yvonne, sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Yes po, sorry.
Nandito, Miss Yvonne.
Opo, I'm not sure, sir, kung ma'am, kung na-discuss din po yung OFW reintegration program kasi medyo late po akong nakapasok Pero as naabutan ko po kanina yung presentation ni Sir Luver, and among those po, marami pa din pong other programs na pwedeng ma-avail po ni OFW po. And one of them is yung partnership nga po with the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, and that is the OFW Reintegration Program. With that program po, the OFW borrowers can avail of loans ranging from 100,000 to 2 million for individual borrowers, and up to 5 million if the OFWs form themselves into a cooperative po or other organization. And then po, kung yung application po niya nasa ibang bansa pa po si OFW, he can also start processing po, pero kailangan po niyang matapos yung kanyang training with the OWA, yung EDLP po. Need po kasi yung certification noon bago makapag-apply ng loan with the OFWRP. And kung meron na po siyang certification, pwede naman, and nasa Europe pa rin po siya, pwede naman po siyang magpa-issue ng SPA po, na consularized din po siya, na may i-designate siyang person sa Philippines para process po ng kanyang loan while he is still in Europe po.
Regarding po sa mga... Yes, ma'am. Thank you po. Regarding po sa livelihood assistance ng OWA, ang tinitignan kasi natin dito, si OFW hindi dapat nakarating siya within mag-a-apply siya ng livelihood assistance sa OWA within 3 years ng kanyang arrival sa bansa. So yun po yung mga OFWs po na yun yung qualified sa pag-a-apply po sa livelihood assistance programs ng OWA at ng NRCO. Basta hindi po lumalampas ng 3 taon na nandito na sa Pilipinas, pwede po kayong mag-apply ng livelihood assistance.
Maraming po salamat, ma'am.
Thank you po.
Maraming salamat po, Director Hinete. Magandang gabi sa ating mga co-workers in government yan sa Pilipinas at sa mga nakikinig sa buong Europa. I'm the labor attaché of Polo Berlin. We cover Germany, Benelux, that's Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, Russia, and Poland. Binabati ko yung mga OFWs na sumali ngayon dito from those countries. Hindi po ako magtatanong, magbabahagi po ako ng konting komento and a 2 cents worth in order to enrich the discussion. Kanina may tanong si Judel plus yung isa pang OFW about the availability of all the programs and services that we've been talking about para sa mga OFWs na hindi pa nakakauwi. I understand yung nabanggit kanina ni Director Jocelyn Bejola na priority yung mga displaced. I think that's specifically for the access to financing, correct me if I'm wrong. But para sa kapakanan ng mga nakikinig sa atin ngayon na mga OFWs who are still working, they have not been displaced, and some of them may have plans of going back to the Philippines, pero yung iba pinag-iisipan pa. Tama yung nabanggit kanina nung the OWA NRCO representative, no, there are other programs and services that are available to current OFWs, and not only for them, even for their families. Kasi yung reintegration, meron po tayong tinatawag na reintegration preparedness, no? Kahit andito pa siya abroad, no, naghahanda na sa kanya eventual na pag-uwi para pagdating niya doon, meron ng naumpisaan. And I know some OFW friends, may isang taga Dubai, isa siyang chef, no? Nasa Dubai pa lang siya, nag-put up na siya ng isang goat breeding business sa Batangas. Nasa Dubai pa siya, nagtatrabaho siya sa chef. Ang nagpatakbo, yung kanyang magulang who are still working age, tas may mga pinsan siya kamag-anak na natambay, no? Na kasama to sa mga pinapadala niya ng suporta, no? And by putting up that business, una, nabigyan niya ng livelihood yung kanyang pamilya na dependent, so lesser na yung asa sa kanya. And then 1 or 2 years later, umuwi siya and full-time na siya doon, nakatayo na. Another accountant I know from Saudi Arabia, accountant pa lang siya, meron na siyang poultry, ang nagpapatakbo yung kanyang asawa, and modern technology na tayo ngayon, nakikita niya through camera habang lumalaki yung mga sisiw nagiging manok. So open po ang reintegration preparedness program para sa current OFWs at saka sa families nila in the Philippines who could start it already. Yung second point ko, and this one addressed na rin sa mga colleagues ko, co-workers in government. Hindi pa madali ang magtayo ng negosyo. We've been running financial education and entrepreneurship for so many years na. And even when I was first deputy administrator of OWA way back 2000, marami na po tayong lessons na natutunan. Ang global average, I think, is 3 out of 10 ang survival ng success rate. And siguro sa mga OFW, baka 3 to 2 out of 10. So, kailangan po talaga ng ng isang integrated, holistic, whole of government, not whole of society approach for this. NRCO cannot do it alone. At salamat, kasama uli natin ang mga dati na nating partners, Department of Agriculture, Landbank, DTI, etc. Siguro magandang i-explore natin yung pag-put up ng tinatawag na pilot o kaya micro-agribusiness laboratory, no? Wherein doon natin magkaroon ng isang holistic and comprehensive approach, not only with regard to technology training, kasi mga napag-usapan kanina, mapapansin nyo yung mga list of services, tuturuan mo paano mag-raise ng tilapia, magtanim ng ganito, etc. Tapos access to financing. Marami pang ibang aspeto, advertising, cash flow management, marketing, etc. Yung gano'n. At these are the necessary ingredients na kailangan gabayan natin yung worker na naging OFW, agripreneur, magmula doon sa umpisa hanggang doon sa magtagumpay siya. And of course, we cannot do this in a very large scale, no? Let's think big but start small. I think ang isang pwedeng approach diyan, no, para matutunan din natin yung tamang estratehiya at saka approach at para maging model is to set up an micro-agribusiness laboratory, no, or pilot. It could be geographical, it could be sectoral, at saka yung mga relevant agencies na nandito ngayon ang magsasama-sama. And last but not least, no, last point, ito immediate term. Kasi meron ng mga OFWs na nakasalukuyan nagpapatakbo na ng agribusiness, no? Magpapasko na po. Mamimili po ang mga tao na panregalo. Siguro tayong mga OFW, mga migranteng manggagawang uri, no, na merong tayong mga colleagues in the Philippines who have set up and are running their agribusiness already. suportahan po natin. Ang punto ko po rito, yung itap natin yung Filipino diaspora communities as a market, no? Meron ng modern technology ngayon eh. Ito pinag-uusapan namin ni Leover, no? Halimbawa, imbis na magpadala tayo ng tsokolate o tsaka pabango para sa ating mga mahal sa buhay, reregaluhan natin sa Pasko. Baka pwede tayong bumili ng ube jam o kaya fresh mango produce o kaya whatever agricultural product na produkto ng ating mga kababayang OFW. Itong panawagang ito address to sa ating mga kababayang nasa abroad ngayon na mayroong financial capacity to buy. It's just that i-purchase natin at suportahan yung mga kababayan nating OFW-preneur, no? Kasi para magtagumpay yung kanilang business, kailangan meron tatangkilik, hindi ba? Merong bibili sa kanilang mga produkto or serbisyo. And malaking source ng market ang mga Filipinos abroad. Pinag-uusapan namin to ni Leover at saka yung dating director ng NRCO, no? It's in development stage pero we're studying a possible pilot on this project, and naniniwala tayo na yung pagtangkilik doon sa business nila, sa produkto nila ay isang malaking tulong, no? Hindi to charity, no? Because we're going to buy their product or service and to help them also survive itong negosyong ito. And naniniwala po tayo na tama po itong pinag-uusapan natin ngayon because lahat po ng gagawin natin ngayon dapat nasa konteksto ng pandemya, and agribusiness is one of the businesses that would thrive in this pandemic situation because like it or not, pandemic or not, ang mga tao kakain and the food on your table comes from agriculture. So maraming salamat po for that opportunity to share my 2 cents worth. Thank you.
Opo. Gusto ko lang pong dagdagan yung, yes ma'am, gusto ko lang pong dagdagan yung sabi po ni Mr. Cruz kasi kanina po yung tanong kasi was about yung OFW. Ngayon, meron din po kasi kaming mga programa na pwede rin pong ma-avail ng mga pamilya ng OFWs as long as nandito po sila sa Pilipinas. Pumunta lamang po sila sa acpcaccess.ph at mag-set po sila ng appointment for program briefing. Ganun din po kaganda yung aming mga terms and conditions, 0 interest, no collateral required, and up to, depende po sa cash flow, siguro up to 5 years to pay po under anyo. Well, hindi siguro, up to 5 years to pay. So, pagka yung pamilya, sabi ko nga, ay naandito sa Pilipinas, pwede po sila mag-avail ng aming programa. Pwede po silang humingi ng tawag dito, ng payo sa AMAS kung ano po yung magandang negosyo ang pwede nilang pasukin. Yun lamang po.
Commercial. Commercial. Ito, example lang to. Ito, ang gumawa nito ay kabataan. Meron kami pa-contest sa mga kabataan. No? So, bukod dito, sa kape, meron din siyang, ano yan, yung chili. Chili sauce, no? At ngayon, nakakabenta na siya up to Cebu. Pumunta siya sa opisina, tapos sinample niya. So talagang maraming, tama ang sinabi ni Mr. Cruz, maraming opportunity ngayon, no, sa Pilipinas para sa food, in particular food, agri-food sector. Kasi ang malakas ang consumer demand, no? Gumaganda ekonomiya, so nagkakaroon ng increase in purchasing power, lalo na sa mga middle income earners na nasa mga urban cities. So talagang nagkakaroon ng market for agri-food, no, products, no. So itong mga sinabi ko, sample to, kabataan, 26 years old, no. Nagpa-contest kami, he won a prize, 50,000 pesos yung prize. Yun ang ginawa niyang pangkapital, no. Sa ngayon, sabi niya nung dumalo sa opisina, mag-expand na siya, kung pwede daw siya umutang sa ACPC, kinutsuk ng additional capital. Kasi we wish to expand this business. This one is my daughter's business, no? Nag-start siya potato chip, no? Online selling, at aabot na siya ng Davao. Tapos Metro Manila base siya, pero aabot siya ng Davao up to Baguio. Yan ang sabi niya sa akin. This one, commercial lang ako lagi, no? This one is a product naman of my batchmate, dating USEC of DA. This is world class. It's being exported now. High quality Bignay wine, no? So kinukuha niya yung Bignay from the surrounding farm. Nag-retire na siya from the surrounding farm doon sa Barangay Atisan sa San Pablo. So these are just examples of what you can do. This one, I know this personally, Green Life. Ito sumali lang sa amin sa trade fair, and they are now able to export up to Europe ng VCO at saka ng ito, sample ko to. Sorry, nainom ko na no? Ano ito? Coconut spirit, coconut wine. No? So maraming opportunities. No? Kailangan lang talaga dyan, entrepreneur ka mag-isip. No? You look for opportunities, tapos tingnan mo kung kakayanin mo. No? Whether that's goat, whether that's poultry, whether those are examples that I have shown you. No? Pero tama rin si Mr. Cruz kanina, no? Hindi madali ang pagninegosyo, no? Kita ko yung anak ko, iba, kailangan niyan may perseverance ka, kailangan niya matyaga ka, kailangan niyan tututukan mo ng gusto. At kailangan may passion ka. You must love what yung ginawa mo negosyo, no? Para tuloy-tuloy pag-unlad. So ganun lang po yung amin mensahe sa inyo. Kung meron kayong, kung iniisip nyo talaga ay magnegosyo sa agrikultura o agribusiness, pag-isipan nyo ng gusto, no? At kami dito ay sa DA ay nakahanda kaming tumulong sa inyo. No? Mula doon sa training, sa startup capital, no? At saka sa market linkage. No? Handa kami tumulong sa inyo. Yun lang po. Panoorin nyo na lang uli yung kanilang video. Kanina, nakalagay naman doon sa video. Ginagawa na medyo B2B. Di ba? B2B. Pagsali sa mga trade fair. No? Tapos pwede rin kayo sumali doon sa aming e-Kadiwa. It's a digital platform where you can sell online. No? So, pero magandang tip ko sa inyo, sumali kayo sa mga trade fair. Kasi yun, mapopromote yung product nyo, may introduce both local and international trade fairs. Ngayon lang nagka-pandemic, kaya medyo hindi kami nakakalabas. Pero dati nung araw, malimit na maraming international trade fairs. Both DA, DTI, nagsasama yan. No? Yung katatapos ngayon ay sa Korea, nagkaroon ng trade fair. So, pag may trade fair, tapos export quality product yung promote. But as I've said, merong both local and international. Doon sa Kadiwa, sali rin kayo kasi inallow na kami ng mga big malls to display the products. No? Kaya marami doon, may introduce yung product mo, makikilala. No? Yun ang one way to introduce new products. No? Okay.
Thank you so much, Director Weng, for this very interesting Q&A portion. Salamat sa ating mga resource persons. And I see on the chat nga si Labat Delmer, sabi nga niya, perhaps we can put up a platform with list of existing OFW agribusinesses from whom migrant Filipinos could buy their products from. Maganda rin hong idea siguro yun, ano? And sa lahat ho na manonood, alam mo, ang AMAS din po, marami na hong mga webinars yan na tungkol sa mga OFWs na nagpunta sa agriculture at nagiging matagumpay na rin sa kanilang mga ventures. At may mga sari-saring webinars din on various topics na makakapagdagdag kaalaman. So yun yung mga online platforms din na pwede natin gawin sa paghahanda habang hindi pa kayo umuwi. And I want to mention si Mr. Oscar Ramirez, naka-offline na siya ngayon, but I was seeing his video. Mukhang nagpa-practice na siya dito sa Italia. If he's based in Italy, I don't know where he is from. I messaged him kasi he was like in a garden in a farm. So nakakatuwa yung mga bunga dun sa pinapakita niya kanina. Nakikinig siya habang umiikot sa kanyang garden. So mukhang interesado talaga sa agrikultura. So now, I wish to introduce to you, before that, sandali lang, may mga paalala daw nga ho para kung hindi pa kayo nag-fill out nung survey form, please fill it out. And that will, the client satisfaction feedback form, nandiyan po sa chat box, nandiyan ho yung link, makakatulong ho yan sa mga susunod nating mga programa. And now, I wish to introduce to you my co-organizer of this Micro Agrikabuhayan para sa Balikbayan webinar, a joint project of the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Labor and Employment with the support of the Philippine Foreign Service Posts in Europe. Without further ado, may I call on Labor Attaché of Polo, Rome, Attorney Hani Siklot, to give us a closing message.
Hello, good afternoon. Teka lang ha, before I start, no, let me just do something. Okay, and so first of all, I would like to say thank you so much for lahat ng ating mga participants. Nakikita ba? Ay, hindi, mali pala to. Sorry. I would like to say thank you po sa lahat ng ating mga wait lang. Sorry ha, medyo may ano tayo. Ayan. There you go. Much better. Okay, so thank you again for all of our participants that came in today. Ipa-share ko lang po, no, since we opened our registration to all of Europe, we have actually registrations, or we have participants coming from Italy, of course, Spain, Turkey, United Kingdom, San Marino, Cyprus, Albania, Iceland, France, Poland, Romania, Germany, Austria, Greece, Switzerland, Czech Republic, Russia, and Malta. So, dyan po ang reach po natin for today's event. So, all of those countries, we have OFWs who have registered for today's event. And of course, this would not be possible without the help of Dr. Jocelyn Havelosa, our agriculture attaché here in Rome, and my colleagues here in my labor attaché colleagues here in Europe, the labor attachés in Milan, London, Madrid, Berlin, Geneva, and Greece, as well as the Philippine embassies and consulates. And of course, our organizers in the Philippines from the Department of Agriculture. I would also like to thank our speakers for today, Mr. Dennis Cabato, Director Ramon Iedra of DA-AMAS, Director Rosana Mula of Agricultural Training Institute, Executive Director Jocelyn Alma Badiola of ACPC, Mr. Leover Liola, of course, who has always helped us with our financial literacy programs as well here in Polo Rome, and our other resource speakers. Well, I've mentioned Director Ramon Iedra, who has shared with us yung kanyang mga experience sa agricultural business. Freya Palad of OWA NRCO, and DA Maui Cosico of ATI, Career Development and Management Officer. So today has been a meaningful learning experience, and I appreciate really the programs I mentioned today. Marami po yung micro business programs for bringing this opportunity to all of our OFW kababayans who are interested in getting into the agribusiness sector. We all know that as an OFW coming from Europe, it can be a challenge to reintegrate back into the Philippines, especially since in the profile of the OFWs in Europe, usually the OFWs stay in Europe for a long time, and they have been away from the Philippines for a very long time. Usually the most viable route is opening up a business, and that is in itself also a challenge. And the good thing is with Landbank, ACPC, Department of Agriculture, and all the government agencies who have given us the resources to enter into the agribusiness sector, it is made easier to break in. So I have listed here the resource links and contact details of all the programs that I have caught anyway, and I will try to make it available on our website and our FB page, Polo Rome. So if ever po, I shall I shall make it available. So ito po yung aming as in Polo Rome, ito po yung aming mga pages. So we have polorome.com, our Facebook page, Polorome IT, and our email for those who want to have questions regarding this. We will forward it to all of the appropriate agencies. And of course, as mentioned before, this is already available on our events page as well. The links that were mentioned, the women OFWs can do it, women OFW scholarships, and also we will place it later on, the pitaka, saan aabot ang 10K mo. You can also register them. Register to those events through our website, polorome.com/register. And as what you call this, Labat Dalmer has also suggested, I think it is a good idea to place all of the programs available for OFWs in one site. So maybe we can try to do that, and if ever we can post it to everyone so that all of the OFWs who are, I understand na maraming mga, especially now, it's very hard to find options for livelihood kasi nga ang karamihan nawawalan ng trabaho. But as what also Labat Dalmer said, agriculture business is always something that hindi talaga nawawalan ng opportunities kasi as always may mga taong nangangailangan ng food, and agriculture is the way to get food. So once again, thank you very much for everyone for coming today. I think that today was a success. Congratulations, Dr. Joy, for organizing this event, and to everyone else, thank you so much, and have a happy Sunday, a blessed Sunday, and I hope that you all register and at least try to inquire more and about the programs that we have listed today. Thank you so much and have a good day.
Thank you, Labat. Pero huwag muna kayo aalis dahil meron pa tayong konting pakulo. Sandali na lang. So thank you, Labat Honey. Indeed, there is money daw po in agriculture. Pero syempre, kailangan nating paghandaan ng husto. And now for posterity. Let's take a photo of all participants who have stayed on until the end of this webinar. Please put on your videos so we can see your beautiful faces. You know, we really appreciate you staying on. Ibig sabihin, meron po talagang interest dito sa pag-agrikultura. Sana po nakatulong sa inyo ang webinar na to. So, are we ready? Thank you nga pala kay ang aking kasama sa Agri Office, si Ms. Jackie Nicolas. Very efficient po ang kanyang pag-ooperate ng ating mga presentations. And are we ready to take the first photo shoot? Jack?
Okay. Ready?
Ready?
Smile
Hold
na
on,
po tayo. Alright?
Ang gagawin natin, hold on. Ang gagawin natin, let's put our thumb up and say, tara na. You can also put on your microphones on. Say, tara na. Plant, plant, plant. Let's grow.
Jackie,
right?
naka-out ako ng video ko.
Okay. At the count of 3, tara na. Tara na. Plant, plant, plant. Let's grow. Okay. So now, picture. May picture na ilan bang times tayo magpipicture, ilang batches? Jackie, give the cue, please.
Yes, ma'am. So we have 5. So mag-smile lang po tayo because medyo marami po tayo, no? Alright? So,
steady naka-smile.
Ready? Smile lang po. Smile. Okay, another one po. Okay. Smile po. All right. Ayan, so we still have okay. And the last one, smile. Yay. Smile po. Thank you.
Kwento ng bagong pananaw sa produksyon, malakas ang kooperasyon. Katuwang ng mga magsasaka, pamahalaan at pribadong sektor. Dadagdagan ang kaalaman sa kabuhayan. Sa negosyo, pahuhusayin ang kakayahan. Angkop at bagong teknolohiya, subsidyo, patubig at infrastruktura. Siguradong pagkain sa buong bansa. Masaganang ani, mataas na kita. Maunlad na buhay ng mga magsasaka at mga mangingisda. Siguradong pagkain sa buong bansa. Masaganang ani, mataas na kita. Maunlad na buhay ng mga magsasaka at mga